Throwback to part 24 when Unfortunate Nookie was inches away from my cuts but didn't notice anything. She was focused on the free food.
Oh man, these are great!
Hello friends and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily cringe content anywhere on the internet. Promise, swearsies, it's just a fact and it's totally a science. Go ahead and look it up. Today we're diving into r/LegbeardStories. Oh my goodness. Unfortunate Nookie, is that you? I mean, technically there's no Legbeards left in this story, but that's okay. We're gonna wrap this up. We are on part 30 now, so if you've missed the previous parts, links are down in the description. I forget to say that a lot recently, but they are always in the description in a playlist, so you can peruse it at your leisure. With this part done, that means we've only got like 3 parts left. Longest series on the channel by far. I don't think I could even cram it into one compilation video, but I guess we'll cross that bridge whenever we come to it. Anyways, let's go ahead, knock this story out. We're gonna go ahead, get some plugs and disclaimers out of the way, and then we will dive right into some of this Legbeard stories, a cringe. Unfortunate Nookie, part 30. It doesn't have a title. Oh crap, I forgot the title again. Let's call this one part 30, peeking behind the curtain. All right, good save, Greenie, good save. That worked out quite nicely, did it not? Unfortunately, yeah, you can edit your Reddit post to hell and back, but you cannot edit the title, which is just mind-blowing to me, honestly. Why is it like that? Hi, ReddX. Hi, crowd. Hi, user that green bear. Holy hell, we in the triple digits. What? No, not quite. Triple digits would be 100, but we are in 310. Like part 30, that's respectable. You know, this series has been constant for, yeah, the better part of a year now, I guess. So it's pretty mind-blowing. I don't know what we're gonna do once it's all over. God, that's a scary thought. So yes, we are in the low to medium double digits. You know, once we hit 50, then we'd be medium. It's not all that much unless it's a series like this, you know? Like, how much is 30? 30 M&Ms? Is that a lot? Not if you're a fat boy like me. Anyways, we're almost done, I swear, guys. Part 33 is the last one. Honestly, this one picked up steam. I think it lost a lot of people around like part 20 or so, but now that Greenie has taken the power back and is pushing the beardos away, that's what everybody wants to see. So it has picked up a lot of steam within the last few parts. Anyways, we all ready for some beards never change type of karma? Cringe, that good stuff? Yeah, give me some of that good stuff. Not safe for work warnings, of course. Neckbeards are gross, and this story is no exception. You've been warned. Shit gets ridiculous and heavy in this saga, and even ridiculously heavy sometimes, although I think we're mostly past that part. So just feel free to nope out whenever you need to. No shame in that at all. Are you new to this saga, perhaps? Well, you're in the wrong place. Like I said, there's a playlist. I recommend checking out the Unfortunate Nookie playlist by ReddX, down in the description. We got the previous part and the next part. Also, Greenie's buddy Brute has been giving her side of the Unfortunate Nookie series in her own sagas. Brute's Tales on Unfortunate Nookie Part 1. My God, this is just the gift that keeps on giving. I'm sure we'll get into Brute's Tales once we're done with, like, Greenie's stuff. Is that going to be 30 parts too? I haven't checked it out quite yet. If that's the case, the compilation is going to be ridiculous. It's going to be a 5-day compilation.
Boy, my favorite seat. Uh-oh.
Anyways, we got our cast, of course. Unfortunate Nookie, our straight, sex-obsessed, white otaku teenager who had claimed the virginities of at least 5 men and detailed how many babies she wanted with each and the names ready picked out for said babies. And then she turned into a bisexual vampire cat, and then she turned into a polyamorous BDSM slave looking for orgies. And And then she turned into an asexual Fujoshi trans man who never wanted babies in her life. Yeah, keep up. We rewriting history here. And he was shy, and he didn't want any attention, and nothing bad ever had anything to do with him. He never meant any harm, and therefore never did any harm. Yeah. I don't think that's how it works. Excellent cook, great with animals, very stable and dependable, and an all-around swell person. Ooh woo! So how come everybody always leaves him? He's just so cursed. Boo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, you're still not able to put this one together, huh? Kinda sad, but it ain't my job to fix you. I can help you out with a bit of brutal honesty, but that's about all I got for you. Greenie is ROP, completely out of fucks to give, as messed up as I have ever been, trying to build myself back up again. Constantly thought to myself, I give up. I can't, I just want to quit. But my body still got out of bed and walked the dogs and made an effort. I knew I didn't really want to die, but do I want to live?
My mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yeah.
I'm sorry, these are your options. You gotta pick one. I do know how it is to just go through the motions, though. There's some days I get up, I'm like, I don't really want to do it, man, but then you just put yourself on autopilot. You're like, everything's fine. It's gonna be over before we know it. And by that, I mean the specified task, yes, but also life. So make sure to grab every day by the balls and twist. Naruto Headband is OP's Neckbeard X. Didn't care about anyone but himself. He beat OP, and he assaulted OP, and he groomed OP to think that this is as good as it gets. Got OP pregnant, shamed OP over the abortion, belittled OP's problems, and abandoned her when she needed help the most. Drove OP to a suicide attempt. After being dumped, he cared so much about OP. But he was so frustrated that OP wouldn't let him help her. He had 7 years to do the helping. It's all over now. Overall, a really nice guy. And it's definitely not some gigantic deception. I'm sorry, but I hate this tweet from this asshole because, in general, yes, in context from him, of all people, just burn in hell, asshole. What's the tweet? Oh my god, this is gonna be so juicy. Oh, we've seen this one before. I like this radical idea that some guys are actually good, and it's not a gigantic deception. It's just so far out of his frame of reference that he can't imagine people being good for goodness sake. You need to talk to Santa Claus, Naruto Headband, but he don't come around no more. Buddha is OP's online friend, turned into in real life friend, and then boyfriend. Whoa, I didn't know that. Ooh, now it's getting juicy. Spill the tea. Neckbeard on the outside, but the goodest of boys on the inside. For example, loves to participate in Secret Santa on Reddit and gift strangers around the world just cuz. Oh yeah, he is a good boy. I haven't gotten the nerve up to do Secret Santa on Reddit. Now that I have a little bit of extra dosh, I might get into it this year. It seems like a fun thing, and hey, maybe it will restore some of my hope for humanity. Maybe. Bear is one of the 20+ exes of Unfortunate. Fabulous Peacock, Unfortunate blocked her when she said that she should apologize to OP. Good friends with OP, and for a time, my manager, because unlike Unfortunate, I worked at the candy shop under her. And that candy shop job was a job that Unfortunate wanted, if I am recalling correctly. She's a great friend and was a good boss. I mean, you're kind of blurring the lines. Familiarity breeds contempt and such like that. I don't think I could ever be friends with my boss. Maybe if we were friends before the job, which I think is the case for Greenie. But I don't know. You walk in a fine line with that. As long as it worked out for you, that's cool. But I don't know if it's for me. Pilot is one of Naruto Headband's only friend. has moved to Scotland to marry his wife and start a life there. Goodbye, Naruto headband. I'm doing things with my life, and you will be here alone. Let's get in some after karma and cringe, shall we? Yes, we shall. I'm all for it. To celebrate this being in the 30s, how about one last parody song for the heck of it? Keeping with our Disney theme, this is The Little Mermaid, Poor Unfortunate Souls, as Poor Unfortunate Nookie. I think Zuka did this one too, but there's nothing saying that you can't reuse the same song. I mean, Disney writes bangers. What do you want from me? So, okay, I guess I didn't expect the song, but let's pull up the karaoke version and see how it do. The only way to get what you want is to be my best friend. I don't see how. You've been nothing but horrible to me. My dear sweet shitface. That's what I do. It's what I live for. To help poor, unfortunate idiots like yourself. Poor souls who think they have no one else to turn to. Boom, 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 boom. I admit that in the past I've been a nasty. They weren't kidding when they called me, well, a bitch. But you'll find that nowadays I've mended all my ways, repented, become much nicer, and made a switch. A man, yes. Unfortunately, I know a little secret. It's a talent that I always have possessed. And dear friend, please don't laugh. I use it on behalf of the miserable, the lonely, and depressed. That's me. Poor unfortunate souls in pain, in need. This one longing to be noticed, this one wanting to be loved, and do I insult them? Yes, indeed. Those poor unfortunate souls, so sad, so true. They come flocking to my corner crying, "What the fuck, Nookie, please?" And I hurt them. Yes, I do. Now it's happened once or twice. Someone didn't get with the program, and I'm afraid I had to play the victim. They're the assholes. Yes, I've had the complaints, but on the whole, I've been a saint to those poor unfortunate souls. I think I almost lost it there for a minute. Are we friends? If we become friends, I'll never be with my other friends ever again. But you'll have a true friend. Life's full of tough choices, isn't it? Oh, and there's one more thing. We haven't discussed the subject of payment. But I've already given you, I'm not asking much, just a token really, a trifle. What I want from you is your life. But without my life, how can I? You'll have your money, your pretty face, and don't underestimate the importance of servitude. Naruto headband doesn't like a lot of blabber. He thinks a girl who speaks is just a chore. Yes, it's much preferred for yourself to not say a single word. After all, dear, what is idle babble for? Come on, he's not all that impressed with conversation. True gentlemen avoid it when they can. But they dote and swoon and fawn on a lady who's servile. It's she who pleases her man, who gets a man. Come on, you poor unfortunate soul. Go ahead. Make your choice. I'm a very needy man, and I haven't got all day. It won't cost much, just your life. You poor unfortunate soul. It's sad, but true. If you want to keep on living, then you've got to pay the toll. Take a whiff and smell my breath. Go ahead and sign the contract. Bastard bitch, now I've got her, friends. The man is on a roll. This poor unfortunate soul. God. I don't know how well it went, but that's what we're sticking with. I tried to really belt it out. I know this song like the back of my hand, so there's a few parts that didn't fit. Had to drop stuff, switch things around, but overall, yeah, I think it went all right. Anyways, with the parody song out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into a little recap. Where last we left off, OP had tried to kill herself over beardy words and harassment. It had come to that. The beard or death. And OP chose death. But luckily still lived to fight the beards another day. That's right, you can't let them win. Kick back. Row row, fight the power, or something like that. I don't even know what that's from. It's just in my brain. Anyways, after leaving Naruto Headband and telling him to get lost, I was still really bad. I once had such a bad panic attack being at a metro stop that I knew Unfortunate frequented that I vomited out of fear. God, I don't think I've ever done that one. Strenuous exercise? Definitely. Fear? I don't know. If I'm really that scared, I assume it would come out the other end, but yeah, I've never vomited or shit my pants in fear. Yet, there's still a lot of life left to live. I kept secure locking my doors and sometimes just rocking myself under my table in my new apartment, convinced that Naruto Headband would find me and kill me, or worse, make me his again. It's one of those captured dead or alive type of things. All right, well, I choose dead. I ain't going back with you, never ever. All the things I had repressed for years were flooding out, and I teetered on the edge of not being able to comprehend and handle all of the malice and abuse and all the callous disregard that I had been through. That and the fact that, objectively, this was my fault because I could have just walked away whenever. I mean, that is what a lot of the comments said in the earlier videos until Greenie sat us all down and explained how the mind of an abuse victim works. Naruto Headband even said as much, only because he was trying to goad you, I'm pretty sure. And unfortunately denied ever doing any wrong because he never meant to. Oh God, how could I be so stupid? I wanted to hurt myself for being so dense and naive, and admittedly I did. A lot. And I also wanted to end myself because I felt I was so dumb that I didn't deserve to live. Alas, I am here to tell this story. And we couldn't be more grateful for it, honestly. Not just for the stories, but being a pillar of the community. Greenie was recently promoted to Discord mod because she's just been around. She is going through some life stuff at the moment, so I won't get into that. It's her story to tell, as usual. But if you could wish her well in the comments, I mean, I'm sure she'd appreciate that. Lucky for me, Buddha was there. Yes, Buddha! The reason Buddha was so invested in me was not to get into my pants, though he eventually did. Don't get me wrong. But see, you don't start with that, alright? Build a friendship and let the relationship blossom from there. The reason was, there was a girl only a few years back who was his friend, and she did end up successfully committing sewer slide. She left him a note saying thank you, sorry, and goodbye. And I was emanating very similar vibes. Buddha had to make right where he had failed before. Or at least that's how he felt. Wow, that's kind of similar to how Greenie got sucked into all this, isn't it? You guys just peas in a pod. I wish all the luck in the world to you crazy kids. Buddha flew over to keep me company and helped me keep myself together every weekend, even staying for an entire week at one point. Damn, he got like some job benefits or something like that. It's Europe, I bet they do. America just ain't the same. It hits a bit different. Sometimes I'd fall asleep and have panic attacks. I was half awake and aware that I was having them, half asleep, reliving a trauma of abuse, unable to stop reliving it, and just heaving and sobbing and twitching helplessly without being able to wake myself up. It is one of the worst things that I have ever experienced. And it makes me exceedingly grateful that I sleep like a log. Sometimes wifey, she's a really light sleeper, talks in her sleep a lot. Sometimes she'll wake up and have like a bit of sleep paralysis or something like that. And I gotta like help her get her legs moving. It's interesting, but panic attack, no. Thankfully, that's something that neither of us experience, and I hope to never go through anything that causes them. Buddha would gently wake me up, and I'd run to cradle myself under the table again. I felt so ashamed. I felt like unfortunate Nookie and I hated myself for it, but I was so terrified that I really couldn't help myself. Buddha would gently sit next to the table on the floor and calmly and patiently ask me if there was anything he could do for me. When I asked him to please leave me alone, he didn't get angry. He didn't fight or tell me that I'm crazy or that my fear is stupid. He simply said, "Okay, I'll be in the next room right over there. Just call if you need anything. Anything at all. I could even leave and go to a motel if me being here is too much. Whatever you need. I can go out and get you some chocolate if that helps. But if it's okay, I'll just be in the next room, just watching some of the YouTubes until you say otherwise." Hot! God damn, Buddha, you are just the Giga Chad. What an awesome dude. This is definitely the take to have. And I'm so glad that Greenie has somebody like this around. Finally, you definitely deserve it. All the crap that you put up with, thank God for Buddha, man. Thank God for Buddha. That's funny. I calmed down and came out from under the table, and we watched YouTubes and talked about it as little or as much as I wanted. Not back then, and not for the years to come. Buddha would never break my trust or attack me for having any emotion. He never touched me without consent. The next morning, I made him breakfast as thanks, and I burned the eggs. It does happen. Don't beat yourself up too much about it. I bet he's gonna take it in stride too. Double plus mega ultra Chad that he is. OP. I burn him. Sorry. It's okay. You don't have to eat them if you don't want to. I'll just throw them away and make some better ones. Buddha. What are you talking about? Of course I'm eating them. They're not that burnt even. You went through the trouble to make me breakfast. Thank you so much. Can you imagine how mind-blowing this shift is for Greenie? She endured a living hell with a neckbeard for 7 years, and then this relatively normal, or even more than normal, an actual good guy came into her life, and yeah, just the fact that he doesn't demand that she recooked eggs, she's so grateful for it. Like, that really does paint a picture of how deep the abuse actually was. This simple statement broke me. Naruto Headband would have torn me a new asshole for the food not being just right, or not being brought to him in bed, etc., and berate me for it not being perfect, and it was just hitting me in waves, just how badly I had actually been treated, and more worryingly, how used to that treatment I was. I thought I would never stop crying. But see, these are happy tears, right? Right? Please tell me they're happy tears. Grateful that you're out of the situation. Grateful that somebody else has come into your life that actually does care and shows you that, yeah, good guys do exist. Despite Naruto Headband's best efforts to believe otherwise. Eventually, me and Buddha did start dating. And since I've had nothing but trauma and PTSD triggers whenever I looked in my country, I took all my pets and moved out for a hard reset and some healing with Buddha in his country. We started dating pretty soon, maybe a month after I broke up with Naruto Headband, but I moved in with him 16 months later and didn't gripe about it being a long-distance relationship at all, like Nookie did. But Naruto Headband kept making accounts to message me, even still. So about 4 months after we broke up, I sent him this. Oh, rub his face in it. Dump some vitriol out. Let him know I know how good it can be now and I'm never coming back. OP, look, I don't think I've been clear enough about what I want with you. So let me try to be as clear as I can. I don't want to have anything to do with you anymore. We're not friends. We'll never be friends. You have done a ridiculous amount of wrong towards me, damage that I might never recover from. We'll see, but I will be moving on and I don't want to see you in front of me. I have someone else, someone who actually cares about me and wants me to be well. Someone to whom I'm not just some fucking masturbation aid. Someone who thinks that all my thoughts and feelings are important and interesting, always, even when they're nonsensical and not that important. Someone who understands that every day you have to earn the right to stay in someone's life all over again. I don't like you anymore at all. Like, fucking not at all. But you are still a human being, kinda. And you too have emotions, and I'm sure you can grow and learn and be better than you were yesterday, so I wish you all the best, but for real, stay away from me. And Naruto Headband responded, Roger. Her name's not Roger, it's Greenie. I think you laid it all out in pretty clear terms, but if we know Beards by now, and we definitely do, I don't think he's gonna take the hint. And that was the last I ever heard of the Beard. Not. You can't get me that easy. It takes a lot more to ruse me these days. The first year and a half after removing the beardos, I was just broken and trying to sort through my emotions through a fog where I didn't feel that I knew what was actually real anymore. Therefore, I needed others to tell me what was real and pray that they wouldn't tell me a truth with an agenda attached. So I posted the following on Gaia Online. Oh my god, dude, Gaia Online? That's a throwback. I don't remember my password or anything. I logged into my Neopets account the other day. That's quite a non sequitur. So today I went for physiotherapy for my ankle. I've never been to physiotherapy. Had no idea they want to see your legs. All of your legs. And I have self-harm scars. And of course, she asked about them. I panicked and lied about them being old and that I don't do that anymore, but the thing that breaks my heart, that made me cry hysterically after I left physio, she was a stranger, and she noticed. She cared. She asked, am I getting help, and is there anything that she can do? Yeah, that is part of the human experience. Feeling for other people, reaching out and saying, how can I make this better for you? There was a kid in Navy boot camp. I remember his name, but I don't know if I want to say it. But he did have self-harm scars like all the way up and down his thighs. And he told the Navy that he got like cut by tractor blades because he worked on a farm or something like that, which was total crap. Basically, I'm pretty sure the Navy knew about that, but they let him anyways because they needed bodies. But once we realized that about this dude, we really did like make an effort to make things as easy as possible on him. You know, he screwed up the midnight entry or whatever, and the petty officers come in, the whole bay is getting smoked, push-ups forever, and we would encourage in the middle of it because he's like over there crying and stuff. It's like, come on, dude, you can do this. It's not gonna last forever. It feels like it right now, but I promise it's not. Just keep pumping. It wasn't just me doing it either. It was the entire unit that pulled together and made sure that this dude had as easy a time as possible in boot camp, that he didn't get out of boot camp and feel the need to hurt himself over anything that happened in there. And that is one of the reasons why I still have a twinkle of hope for humanity, despite all the horrible things that I read every single day. It's like Mr. Rogers said, you know, whenever there's a tragedy, look around and look for the helpers, you know, because there are always helpers.
Because if you look for the helpers, you'll know that there's hope.
There are also people that take advantage, but their time will come. They will be judged for it, you know? I like to try and focus on the helpers. Some days it's easier than others. Man, that was quite a tangent. So yeah, I identify with this extremely heavily, Greenie. Meanwhile, I had this friend who never noticed, and when I told her, she just didn't believe me. Still goes around telling people that I'm making this stuff up, so I could just blame her for the things that she hasn't done, and to feel better about myself. My ex didn't notice either until I had told him. I cut myself for weeks until I told them, and after that, they tried to convince one another that I'm just insane or lying. It apparently never occurred to either one that I might just need some help. It breaks my heart that I had such things for friends. Abject monsters. Call them what they are. They are devils incarnate. Why did I put my heart in the hands of someone like them? Why am I such an idiot? And the funny part is, sometimes I believe them. That I'm just making this up. That I'm not hurt because I never hurt, and there's nothing on my body, and maybe that doctor was seeing things too. That's quite a post to make on Gaia Online. I don't think I ever opened myself up to this extent to internet strangers. I still have a hard time doing it. I'm a little bit better these days with like making the Reddit content and stuff like that, but there's still parts that are completely closed off. So yes, indeed, I should not have been surprised that my private messages instantly got a message from Unfortunate.
Okay, I've had enough. Could you please stop spreading lies about me to make yourself seem better in people's eyes? You're putting words in my mouth, claiming I've done things that never happened. What the hell do you want?
Look, I know you're trying to protect your ego. Your brain is trying to spin this another way to you, but this is actually what happened, okay? The only thing I want from you now is to go away and leave me alone forever.
All I did was tell you that you were stupid for even thinking about cutting. Why the fuck do you blame doing so on me is beyond me. And when have I ever gone around telling people you're making things up? And how am I supposed to notice cuts on your legs when I never saw them bare? Use your head for a change. You're supposed to be smart. I'm absolutely livid that you're getting off whining about things that you never wanted help for in the first place. Every time I tried, you shut me down, and that's why I got pissed off and stopped. Stop being an attention whore and actually seek the help you need from a proper source. Jesus, I'm pissed as hell that you continue your little pity party when I want absolutely nothing to do with you. You've done plenty to ruin my life. Do I go around crying about it? No. If you're supposed to be the bigger person, then stop.
All you can really do is hold a mirror up, okay? Did I name you in the post? Am I putting you on blast in any way? No. You're the one that's jumping up and getting defensive because you know what you did was wrong, and now your ego is just trying to spin it and explain it to the other person in a way that preserves the way that you look at yourself. And it's just pathetic, honestly. Do I go around crying about it? Yes. Yes, you do. If I recall correctly. You never stop crying about anything, even things that are completely imagined. So, as explained, throwback to part 24 when Unfortunate was inches away from my cuts, but didn't notice anything. She was focused on the free food.
Oh man, these are great.
God, she is just so self-absorbed. It's ridiculous. He has seen other parts of me with cuts and had the chance to see more than my legs. And I love how he shames me for
trying to be better than him,
while also ordering me to be better than him. That one flew over my head, but I'm glad you pointed it out. Also, for the record, I was getting professional help. And fun fact, I have it on my permanent record that back then I was labeled as a serious suicide risk. So unfortunately, just didn't know about it, and therefore it obviously didn't happen. Imagine living life through only one frame of references, never even once trying to put yourself into the other person's shoes. Doesn't that seem like a difficult way to live? Maybe it explains a lot about why she's so dense. It's no excuse, I just pointed out so perhaps she can get better one day. One day. To me, the threat that Naruto Headband would come and find me and take me back or kill me was very real. I didn't sleep because I had constant nightmares, and I tried to stay awake to not have said nightmares. So I did something that, while very wrong, and something that I don't do anymore, I'm glad that I did it because it was very educational and cemented all my doubts about who was the asshole in this frickin' saga. I spied on Naruto Headband's private Facebook messages for some months, Oh, sneaky snake. But honestly, you're sort of putting yourself back into it. The healthiest thing to do would just be to let go 100%. But if you're not capable of doing that, if this helps you to let go in some way, yeah, I guess I'll let it slide. It's whatever. I knew his password. It was Lion Bar for the Lion Chocolate Bar, which was his fave. Bro, you just gonna dump that on us? It's a horrible password anyways. Maybe he deserves to get to get cracked. It's like that Twitter post I saw, and the chick's like, my boyfriend's password is apples. And I said, how is it apples? And he said, because it's plural. So yeah, maybe make it Lion Bars, and it's much more secure. That's the worst password I've ever seen. So yeah, I would log into his account to check if he knew where my new apartment was, that I was planning to move out of the country, and if he was possibly coming for me. What I found instead was massive amounts of cringe. Welcome, my friends, to Beard Comforting Beard. Now that's the good stuff. The story was like getting pretty heavy, but I think now we're gonna get into some of that delicious cringe that I love so well. About half a year after leaving both of them in private Facebook messages, Naruto Headband said,
Oh, damn that greedy idiot. Idiot. I happened to see photos of a convention, and over half of the photos have my classmates. She might not even know. It still stands that there's just so many things and people that unite us. It almost seems like there will be even more people gathering. Even so, we can't be on good terms. Actually, I'm afraid that she'll speak ill of me to them. Stupid. Cursed fool. I am so pissed.
Notice how none of the conversation is about Greenie's well-being or anything like that. Just, he's afraid that she will speak ill of him. Psychopath, man. Unfortunate Nookie.
The miss can be quite childish.
Naruto Headband.
And by the way, I've had concerning thoughts about my persuasion towards gays. As in, the more I think about it, the less I see anything weird or wrong with the thought of me being with some boy.
Well, that's quite a confession to make. Okay. Explore those feelings if you feel the need to. Really, there's nothing wrong with it if that is something that you feel like doing. Naruto Headband has just painted this image of like the manly man in his head, and he's super terrified to deviate from it. But yeah, maybe you're gay, bro. How do you know you don't like it if you don't even try it? I mean, sometimes you do just know. I just know, but if you're having those thoughts, then yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. Try it out. Unfortunate Nookie.
In the end, we all fall in love with what's on the inside, not the outside. And you can think about it from the perspective of what it would be like. I mean, men and women have very different ways of processing stuff.
Yes, fall in love with what's on the inside, not the outside. Unfortunately, I don't think Unfortunate Nookie means it in a way that is in any way meaningful. It is true, but not the way that you meant it. Naruto Headband.
That's been my topic of thought for some time now. Just what is the difference between loving someone as a friend or when there's a clear physical attraction involved? In a way, sometimes I feel like there's no need for anything physical if it was true love. But physicality seems a natural result of true love.
Was that cat walking over the keyboard or something? He's trying so hard to wax philosophical, and it's just pathetic. Hamster is dead on the wheel. I don't know why it's still spinning. Unfortunately.
It always depends on the person. For me, being physical is really awkward. It feels like it's a mandatory part of the whole thing.
What? Aren't you the one that was out there banging everybody and their mothers? Okay, let's rewrite history yet again. Naruto headband.
Well, I can't know exactly what time period you're referring to.
He knows. He might be dumb, but he gets it.
But it feels like it's disappeared throughout the years. Maybe hormones ruled before.
I mean, yes, hormones happen, but you're still in control of who you are as a person. You don't just give in to your baser instincts and then shrug and go, hey, hormones, right? That don't make no sense. Unfortunately.
Almost always. Actually, it only felt real with Bear.
Naruto headband.
Perhaps by then, your perception of the thing had evolved.
God, they are just a couple of idiots. They don't even know how to, like, phrase a thought. I bet they both think they're having, like, a really deep conversation right now. This is sad to watch. Unfortunately.
But that last year we spent without seeing each other. With Bear, my interest with the whole thing just died entirely.
Naruto headband.
But not your interest in the other person despite that?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it would have been enough for me to be in the same space with another person.
Yeah, that drama-free space that follows Unfortunately everywhere he goes. It could have been a storybook romance, but I just kind of lost interest. Okay then. Naruto headband.
When I think about similar situations, I also feel that way. To begin with, when I imagine that I would just have someone by me, it's really hard to perceive that situation staying the same. It just makes me anxious, really.
Yeah, things change. Welcome to real life. What do you want? You think this is some sort of revelation? Unfortunately.
Holding hands and hugging, that's enough for me. Oh, well, I do have my kinky side, but it's slightly different. You don't need to add actual sex to do it or anything.
Okay, please tell me no more. I've heard quite enough about Unfortunately to last me a lifetime regarding that topic. Naruto headband.
I find that an especially difficult topic.
Yeah, me too, but for different reasons.
Because I feel like my normal state is just wanting to be loved, and then it goes to intimacy, and then even that's not enough, and I need more. And before I know this, I've completely lost control.
Yeah, you're not in control of yourself at all. And it's pathetic. You just go around victimizing other people and then you're like, sorry, I couldn't control myself. Like that makes it all better. It doesn't. Fix whatever it is that makes you lose control, right? Although that might be going just a touch too deep for Naruto headband's shallow mind. Unfortunately.
I don't have that problem.
Smiley face. I'm surprised that he didn't try to one-up Naruto headband. That's usually the modus operandi, but maybe we'll see some changes. Nothing significant, but again, some changes. Like I said, things change. Naruto headband.
Maybe I'm stressed or afraid of that too much, but after Greedy, I've had terrible uncertainty over my own behavior.
Good. Double think everything that you do because everything you do is horrible. Maybe he can change. It's too late for me to feel any pity or really any emotion at all towards him, but if he changes and becomes a better person, I suppose that is the most that I could possibly hope for. I don't think it's going to happen, but hope floats, I guess. Unfortunately.
The problem can lie if the other person doesn't know how to properly say no. Everyone has their own boundaries, and you should respect them, especially yourself. Don't try to force yourself into something you don't like, and you shouldn't pressure the other person into anything. You always need to be able to make some sort of compromise.
Unfortunately, out here talking about compromise. Yes, the king of compromising, or the queen, I guess, depending on which time period we're talking about. That's far too ridiculous, dude. Naruto headband.
Well, that is probably what it was. Maybe. But I just have this feeling like many situations with Greedy started to be like the both of us only needed intimacy. But then it just kind of escalated. And in the end, I have apparently gone too far.
Apparently, I'm not sorry about any of it. I'll continue to do it, but apparently that is what happened.
Maybe it's her inability to say no. Like I kind of feel it has been, but she's made me at least believe that the fault has lied with how thick my skull is.
Oh my god, it's almost a revelation shining through. We started with the victim blaming, but somehow he morphed it into what almost resembled a coherent thought, sort of. I give him half points, all right? So he's got half of 1 point, and he's like 8,000 points in the hole or something like that. So maybe he could catch up in multiple lifetimes. Unfortunately.
It can be a bit of both. It takes two to tango. Not everything can be the fault of just one person.
I mean, the only fault that Greenie really had in it is accepting it, right? If that's what makes you feel better, then I guess go for it. Preserve your ego in any way that you need to. These are some wild circles to be spinning around in your head, but apparently beards are capable of that. They can rewrite the narrative 1,000 times and it's just okay. They expect everyone to say, yeah, that's normal and okay. Well, I am one person that says, no more! After I cut off Unfortunate, one day he popped into Fabulous Peacock's candy shop despite blocking her to say hi. Or, well, rather, to say Nookie things. It's never as simple as a hi, is it? Starting off by blaming Fabulous Peacock for blocking him and taking OP's side, even though all he wanted was to resolve things. I mean, you got blocked. The situation is resolved. It might not have been the resolution that you wanted, but it was certainly resolved. How unfair it was that we all ganged up on him and demonized him
when he had done absolutely nothing wrong.
You sure about that? Look inside. Are you really, really sure about that? Unfortunately,
I still don't understand why OP flipped out like that for no reason. They're just fucking crazy. And even the owners in the reptile house agree that she was too strict and bad with the kids. Plus, she didn't know anything about the reptiles. That idiot could barely do the job. They hated her. It's a miracle she lasted as long as she did at that job, honestly. I also hear she got a ragdoll cat. Phew, I bet her cat isn't even a real ragdoll. The color is all wrong.
Can you leave? Do we have security at this candy shop that we can get her escorted out of here? I don't care about any of this. Honestly, Greenie told me some stuff about the reptile house, and it seems like the owners there were just as negligent as Nookie. So good, a match made in heaven. As far as what kind of cat she got, why do you care? Why is it any of your business? Why don't you get something else going on in your life so you don't have to continuously insert yourself and make a big deal out of what the actual breed of that cat is? This is pathetic, dude. Unfortunately, he was still competing with me on whose ragdoll cat was more of a ragdoll cat. I cannot even. Who even gives a shit, honestly? All cats are great. But no, Unfortunate's ragdoll had to be better and more authentic than mine. Still competing with nobody. Nobody else is even playing, but you're just so desperate to feel better than somebody. Just pathetic, bro. Y'all better recognize. We laugh about this years after as an excellent example of how petty and competitive Unfortunate is about completely nonsense BS. And if you want to be included, well, here's Unfortunate Nookie's ragdolliest ragdoll, and OP's obviously fake ragdoll. Here is cat food meant for ragdoll specifically. So who wins? You tell me. This is very serious. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at Unfortunate Nookie's ragdoll. Yep, that's a cat, all right. And this is Greenie's ragdoll. There's another cat for sure. And there's some food. All right, great. I don't know anything about cats. I gotta be completely frank with you. I don't care one little bit. I'm glad you enjoy your cat. End of story. I can't stand it when dog people do it either, to be fair. Everybody thinks that their own animal is the best animal. It's like one of the first rules of pet ownership, I'm pretty sure. There is more beardery that I spied upon. Follow me next time, where Naruto Headband tries to woo Malad? Unfortunately, because he's the horniest and just he can't control himself. I have never wanted two people to get back together harder than Unfortunate and Naruto Headband. They're perfect for each other. Honestly, they kind of are, though. No, let them fight. Also, OP cock blocks Naruto Headband and other fun details. All right, we're getting into the skinny of it now. Part 31 coming relatively soon. Do remember that laughter is the music of the soul. If you can laugh at it, you can get over it. Also, aim to shower daily because it's good for you. Greenie, out. So while I'm not 100% all in on OP cracking Naruto Headband's Facebook or even just logging into it if she knew the password, it did provide some very juicy details, and maybe it does help OP to move on. Maybe this is what she had to do. And without this, we wouldn't have their perspective, even though they're basically just rambling at each other, trying to seem deep and complex when they're just both a couple of idiots. And I love to see it, just for that fact. Did they have some good things to say? A few points? I mean, okay, one or two, but they completely misconstrued the point, and that is so hilarious to me. Just watch the mental Olympics as they try in any way that they can to preserve both of their egos. I do hope that they start dating, honestly. I know the relationship probably won't last and will be super toxic, but a taste of your own medicine is what it is. I don't think that it does happen, but I guess we'll have to find out in the next part. I hope that you enjoyed this one, friends. If you did, I hope you like, comment, and or subscribe. Share the video around. All those big brain plays. We've also got links down in the description. Plugs, playlists, podcasts, whatever you like. Pick your poison. There's also social medias, Twitter, Discord, Facebook, Twitch. Ooh, that's a new one. We've also got my gorgeous, wonderful, beautiful, generous patrons over on Patreon, and I would like to thank them, Jerry much. So thank you. Classy Trash Panda, Robert Waits, Camille Sarah, Roxanne Wolf, Jerry, Conrad Ingy, Mawire Jerry. Hey, ReddX, tell Landlord Jerry that I'm a big fan of pasta. Go ahead, send Tommy Lasagna. Oh, you want to mess with Tommy Lasagna? I'm telling you, he gonna mash you up. Captain Cloud Jerry, Destiny Piper, Aaron Jerry, Twisted Child, Broken Logic, Esteban, full role playing sign. Irari feels unwanted, but keeps on fighting anyways. Keep doing it. You can make it. Silent Revolver, the original Jerry, Tick Jerry. Yeah, that's a new one. Or just change his name. Jerry's Kitsune Satori, a Jerry of Jubilee Juggling Jerry, a Justy Jargonian Jerry, nailed it. Aspen XO, Assassin Pup Jerry, Bang Bang, Aurora Wildheart, Grizzly, Baby Jerry, Bailey Joy, Bearded Jerry, Bitch Gremlin, Blade the Hero, Blitwood Jerry, Catholic Jerry, Commander J Tank, Confederate Jew, going to the Ukraine, Dennis Dayton, Dinosaur Nightlight, Supposed Waifu, Dr. Larks, Emergent Jewel, East 50, Frozen Number Studios, Fire Drake, Gypsy, Hadrian VR. Hey, beautiful Tinted Jerry here. You left me all red after I showed you my Maul Katana. Was it too small? Maul ninja shit. I can't help falling in love with Jerry. I'm Slim Jerry, I'm the Slim Jerry. You want the Slim Jerry's? I'm just imitating Irish pirate. The Jerrys are all we after me, Lucky Charms. Irradiated Jam. Itchy Nuts, just scratch it, bro. A pimp named J. Crisp, J.M. Coon, Jerry Blacktail, Jerry Nice, Jerry Evil, Jerry the Outlaw of the Truck of Hong Kong, John Hero, John Jerry, Jingleheimer Schmidt, KJW, Cacao, Crewhey, Landlord Jerry. These rent collection escapades are getting more expensive than the rooms. Make me to increase my rate. Everybody else is. Legitimate Earth, Miss Monday, Lord Jerryo, like and subscribe. Milady Dix, Melgar the Destroyer, Metro Factor. I'm getting nervous. I'm gonna have to sell my ReddX tees if Teddy coins and marbles don't stop dropping. Imagine if I mint all of the thumbnails as NFTs. Ha. Needless King 89, Nightmare Jerry, Origami Steve, Hit Jerry with a bag of marbles after catching him cheating with Tom, Paragon Soul, Phantom of the Pines, Princess Jerrykins and Jerry Beth, Queens, Quaaludes and Quagmires, Giggity, Reptile Lacrimates, Rose Jerry Miller, TSF Kirby, Sarita the Lolita, Saucy Octopus, Scarlet's Coven, Sergeant Gaycock, oh god, don't do that. Sergeant Gaycock, a bringer of the law, Silo Wimp, Stephanie Goodner, Sign Up the Boomstick, Brilliant Tamago, Tapioca Blue, Tato Fair, Ten Monster, the Italian Greyhound Dino, the littlest who, the tiniest boy. Wow, it's so small. But the Marble Jerry, no substitutions. Okay, maybe one substitution, because they will hug over there one time, but that's it, for reals. What you Fusky, trying to find the marble, get back to the real world. You probably don't want to blow into that balloon knot. That balloon knot blows back. Unbusy Bee, V3 Prime, Vanguard Angel, Viking Jerry, Wikitac, Lil Max, Zephyr the Gargoyle, or Clay. Neckbeard's blocking my path. I'll deal with it. Comrade Mooney, Kira, not another Jerry, Red Wind, Naga Viper, Side Jerry the Cyborg, Saints Blessing, Third Stuff, One Leg Jerry's beating Neckbeards with the fake leg. Normal Jerry, I haven't seen Landlord Jerry for a while, but that Ghost who looks just like him. Anyone good with exorcism? Just come ask Vladimir. Okay, I'm gonna stop that voice now. Hunter of Jerry's, the barrel rolling Stacy, it's Tom. Because Tom and Jerry never get along. Admiral T-Tank, Emerald Alder, another stupid hipster, Atomic Jerry Zilla, Babsy Coon, Bartender Kelia, Broken Spine Horseradish, the original different Jerry, that's Cake Jerry, California Jerry Girl, Chevron 7 Lock, Corporal Admiral Princess Furry Werewolf, Blue Jerry, something like that. Crypt Daddies, the Crazy, STI, aka STI Jerry, the Fawn Jerry, creator of colorful click clacks, Dopamine Dane Jarius, Electrical Fennec. First rule of ReddX Inc. Wash your hands. Second rule is do not talk about cutting boards. You can also wash the cutting board while you wash your hands. Never mind. Ghost of Alpha. God damn it. He cannot. Holy Mary, Jerry, Janet, Jerry. Teddy Quest didn't work out, so I'm headed to Russia for that Putin bounty. Oh yeah, well I'm headed to Canada for that poutine. God damn it. Jeffrey, Geralt of Rivia. Jerry and Tom versus Happy New Year's, Weird Apocalypse. Jerry the Sussy Baka. Jerry's mom has got it going on. Check out the mustache on Jerry Aldo Rivera. Jerry Roxas. Jerry Role Playing Game, Judge Jerry and Executioner. Keaton Tails. Kid Marvelous. King Tom. Kitzikin, Life of Guardian. Little Ann Woods, Lucia Lovecraft. Machia. CD. Maybe next time Milkfed get Miss Duchess, not Invisible Angel. Patreon has more than one Royal Jerry. Are you sure about that? Raptor Art. She's my Jerry Pie. Could drink a Mountain Dew with a band surprise. I just throw it in there. Doesn't actually say that anymore, but I still want to sing the whole thing sometimes. Snary, that's Nom Jerry. Spoonie the Rogue, Spoopy Scary Jerry tongue is relevant all year round. Techno Dubs, the original Jerry. He's not, don't listen. The X card, to Infinite Jerry and beyond. We on the way to Infinite Jerry. Unfortunate Jerry is screaming at Nookie's latest magical girl transformation. Make it stop! I have no power here. Tom promised Jerry swears. Oh, bad Jerry, Tommy, good boy. Those swears just facts, fully size. Go ahead and look it up. I mean, another ReddX video. Also, thank you to my $1 patrons, beautiful people that they are. Thank you, as always, to the beautiful Jerrys and not Jerrys alike. I do hope some other people will consider signing up on the Patreon, but if you can't do it right now, don't sweat it too hard, friends. I just appreciate you coming on through, hanging out with me, and I hope that you come on back and hang out with me again tomorrow. In order to do so, you need to keep yourself safe out there, wash your hands, but also take some time out and do something that you personally enjoy today, maybe like watching some more ReddX videos, and also not being Naruto headband and unfortunate Nookie. God, I really enjoy that. Always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, and you definitely deserve it. Take care of yourselves out there, and I will see you in the next one. So until then, friends, bye-bye.